everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 31st October 2021. Let us see which are the important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. Yes, these are the important articles. Let us first have the overview of all these articles. Mains related articles. First, analysis of conflict between Tamil Nadu and Kerala over Mullaperiyar Dam. So on page number 12, FAQ page, the article summarizes all the issue, or we can say the kind of controversy that is going on between this two states, southern states, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, over this Mullaperiyar Dam. So the background of the issue is thoroughly discussed and the present status is also mentioned. So we have to understand that from polity as well as geography perspective. Then invasive alien species of plants and their impact on the biodiversity of the region, and we can say on animal and human health also. One of the article on page number 8 talks about the measures being taken by one of the NGO, non-profit organization in Pune. So it is working on removing these alien species of plants from the nearby areas. So we have to understand that from environment section. It can be asked both in mains as well as prelims examination. Then the new rules, medical termination of pregnancy amendment rules 2021 have been notified by the government, and basically it created new category of the let's say women who are seeking for the termination of the pregnancy or abortion, we can say simply. So it has added minors below 18 years of age as a part of that category who can seek the termination of pregnancy up to 24 weeks. Okay, so this is important from governance and society, social justice aspect. We can say GS2 paper as well as GS1 paper. Then rupees 12,000 crore to upgrade railway station, boost amenities. So some of the investment is being done to improve the infrastructure at the railway stations. Identified railway stations are mentioned in the article. That is not important, but simply you need to be aware about what is going on in this important sector of economy. Then bridgemanite mineral. So on science and technology page there is one article which says that the scientists are studying this bridgemanite mineral from one of the meteorite that had impacted on the earth's surface, especially in Nagpur region of Maharashtra. And the study of this bridgemanite mineral from that meteorite had helped us to understand the earth's interior. Okay, so this bridgemanite mineral is abundantly found in the mantle portion of Earth's interior. So we will try to know about this. That eco-friendly farming practices are mentioned or explained in one of the article on page number 11, science and technology page. We know that UPSC every year is asking about such kind of eco-friendly practices, sustainable agriculture practices in different parts of the world, and the article here talks about such 4 methods like relay planting or relay cropping or crop rotation, zero tillage. We'll try to know about the meaning and how they are implemented. Finally, practice prelims MCQs on these current affairs. Okay, so first article in detail, what is the controversy over Mullaperiyar? Yes, this is important because GS2 polity part is there. There we try to know about interstate dispute in the water sharing, river water sharing. So that is the important aspect of interstate relations, and here the geography aspect is also important, and then we can say disaster management, whether the, let's say, dam safety is also important aspect of disaster management. Yes, recently Supreme Court asked both states, that is Tamil Nadu and Kerala, to abide by the rule curve for the period set by supervisory committee constituted at its instance. That is, earlier in 2014 Supreme Court had asked the central government to constitute such supervisory committee to implement its recommendation. Now what is rule curve? Many times students may not be knowing about this technical terms. Rule curve is related to the amount of water levels in the reservoir that is to be maintained in a particular time period of the year. So this is related to, we can say, reservoir water levels in these dams. Rule curve. Okay, so What is the status now? Yes, we have to understand this, that the present status is that the Tamil Nadu government is seeking to increase water levels in this reservoir, and at the same time we should understand that Kerala is concerned about the dam safety, and that's why it wants to have the lower levels of what you can say dams, water levels in that dam. This is the problem. Why Tamil Nadu wants to increase the water levels? Because the more amount of water will be available for during the drier period for, we can say, its district. For that purpose, let me give you some background here. Mullaperiyar Dam is built across Mullaperiyar River, or simply Periyar and Mullaperiyar River confluence in Kerala, Idukki district of Kerala. And from that, one channel, or we can say simply canal, is taken out, and the water is fed, some amount of water is fed into Vaigai River basin of Tamil Nadu. Now this was done by Raja of Travancore in 1880s, during 1880s, and there was agreement or a lease was there with the British government for 999 years. Okay, and according to this agreement, basically the Tamil Nadu government manages this dam, though it is located in Kerala. Okay, now from this you have understood now why Mullaperiyar Dam is a sore point. Basically it is sore point because they have some kind of conflicting interests. Both states are having conflicting interest. Surely Kerala will seek to, let's say, protect the interest of its people, because the dam is 126-year-old dam and its safety is problem. If the dam is broken, then those people living in the downstream region, they will be getting impacted. Also downstream to this dam, around 50 kilometers, there is Idukki Dam on Periyar River. So that again, safety of that dam becomes the problem. Obviously there can be flooding of the downstream regions because of this, and this can be a human tragedy. And for that reason Kerala government is trying to reduce that. Along with that, we should be also understanding that the arguments of Tamil Nadu government, it wants to have more amount of water share during the drier period for its farmers, as well as drinking purpose of these districts, like Dindigul district is there. So those districts come under the rain shadow region of our Western Ghats. Okay, so that's why we should understand. In terms of background, let me tell you that what happened is the major concern was raised about the safety of dam in the 1979, and after that there was a tripartite meeting, and it was decided that the highest level, that was earlier, we can say 152 meter, that was to be reduced. And it was later on decided that it should be brought down to 136. Okay, and simply this was to, let's say, for repairing work of dam. By Tamil Nadu. Later on, after the repairing work, let's say, started, the Tamil Nadu government started asking for increase in the reservoir levels. Okay, so in this manner we should understand. Then later on what happened is, during let's say 1990s, the government of India, in 2000, government of India formed committee, and through this committee there was raising the level to 142. Okay, and then it was accepted by the Supreme Court also in 2006. Again there was litigation in 2010 in the Supreme Court regarding this dam safety levels, And in 2014, the Supreme Court had given the comprehensive, we can say, order on this particular controversy regarding Mullaperiyar Dam. Okay, so at present the Supreme Court guidelines says that the level that is to be maintained is 142. Fine. So this is the present status. Now, yes, we have understood the legal battle now. Why is it is social issue? Basically, the two important aspects. First is that the region comes under zone 3 of as earthquake prone zone, and in 2011 several tremors were felt in the region, and that's why the concern is this one also. And the second one is 2018 floods, that also raised concern against, let's say, dam safety of this Mullaperiyar Dam, and that's why in future we can expect more and more such flooding situation because of climate change and changes in the rainfall pattern, and that's why we are talking it as a more concern for both states, Kerala as well as Tamil Nadu. Now, why is the case in Supreme Court again? So recently one of the let's say resident of Kerala filed the litigation or plea in the Supreme Court regarding reducing the reservoir levels to again 136. So basically we have to understand that Supreme Court has again intervened here and asked to release the extra water and maintain the rule curve. Okay, so basically you have to understand the repair work that is going on or extra repair work that is required by the Tamil Nadu. It will require the permission of both Kerala government as well as central government, and Kerala government is not giving its permission. This is now the present issue regarding this. Okay, so Tamil Nadu government is saying that no, there is no problem in dam safety. However, some of the works, like one of the UN university study was done on the safety of this dam, and it had raised concern regarding safety of this dam. Okay, and citing that Kerala is saying that there is concern regarding raising of the reservoir levels in this dam. However, Tamil Nadu government is maintaining that we will repair the, let's say, whatever the problem is that, and we need not to decommission this dam. Okay, yes, in this manner the discussion you should remember about Mullaperiyar Dam. Now moving on, a movement to root out invasive alien species. Yes, so one of the botanist, let's say Pune based botanist Dr. Punekar, so along with some of the members, retired forest officials, they have started working for removing these invasive alien weeds or species of plants from the nearby region. So this is good thing. The name is Movement Against Biological Invasions. Okay, green movement aimed at systematically charting and rooting out invasive alien species. Remember the name, this is important for prelims examination also. Now, what is the meaning of invasive alien species? Okay, so according to Convention on Biodiversity, it is an alien species whose introduction and spread threatens the ecosystem, habitats or species with socio-cultural, economic and environmental harm and harm to human health also. Okay, so how these invasive species are spreading, especially after globalization, leading to increased movement of people, trade, deforestation. This has led to introduction of invasive alien species. So through, let's say, direct or indirect, let's say, intention of the people, this has led to spreading of invasive alien species. Now, what is the negative impact of this? First, we should understand that this can change the functions of ecosystem, increase the losses in the forestry and natural resource management costs, while also posing danger to biological diversity and other human enterprises as well as human health. For example, basics you should be knowing about this. These invasive alien species compete with the local species for food, water and sunlight. Okay, so yes, competing for space, light, for native flora, and then ultimately they are so competitive that they replace the native flora. In this manner, there is extinction of species and reduced biodiversity of that region. They eliminate food and cover for wildlife and threaten rare plant and animal species. The potential threat to livestock health, as these hamper the growth of native grasses, which are fodder species for herbivores and livestock. So in this manner, it is affecting the fodder availability also. Also, some invasive species are poisonous, which may cause allergies and skin diseases among the animals. And there can be indirect effect on the rise of this species is heightening of man-animal conflict. How this can increase man-animal conflict? For example, suppose these herbivores, their fodder is not available in the forest, then they will start come into the human arena, like let's say raiding the farms or agricultural sector, let's say farmlands. So this will lead to conflict between these animals and human habitations. Also it endangers their life. Okay, in this manner we should understand the negative impact. There can be question in the mains examination. What do you understand by invasive alien species, and explain its harmful impact on let's say ecology, or we can say biodiversity. Such kind of question can be there. Then next article, abortion rules to aid minors. Right, so yes, the medical termination of pregnancy amendment rules have been notified. Recently this act was amended and now the rules have been modified according to that amendment. This has created new category of vulnerable women who are allowed to, let's say, abortion up to 24 weeks upon meeting certain conditions with the permission of 2 doctors. Now this new category includes 3 kinds of women: minors, survivors of sexual assault, and those with fetal malformation. Okay, so others may seek abortion up to 20 weeks with the permission of 1 doctor upon meeting certain criteria. Now earlier, let's say before the amendment of act, it was needed the permission of 1 doctor for termination up to 12 weeks and 2 doctors up to 12 to 20 weeks. This is changed now under new act. The amended law provides for setting up of state level medical board to decide if the pregnancy may be terminated after 24 weeks. Okay, so this is the situation about, let's say, why the minors have been added in this category. You should understand the data that minors are 3rd largest, let's say, group of female here who are seeking the termination of pregnancy after these 2 categories, and that's why they have been added here, who can be given the approval for termination up to 24 weeks. Okay, so this is actually in conflict with the social stigma that we have towards the adolescents involving in the sexual activities. At the same time, the lack of safe access to the contraception as well as abortion. So all these aspects are concerns. Simply we can discuss as challenges. So the experts in the field, they have highlighted the challenges. There is need to fight stigma around adolescent sex. Along with that, contraception services rarely reach adolescents. Also, the medical practitioners regret the obstacles posed by POCSO Act 2000. POCSO, Protection of Children Against Sexual Offences, Act 2012. This provides, let's say, or the section 19 of this POCSO Act provides or requires any person aware of minor engaging in sex to report the matter to the local police, even if it was a consensual act, as the law pegs the age of consent at 18. See, this is very problematic area. Okay, because what happens is, when the consent age of consent is 18 for the consensual sexual activity, so obviously the doctors will be required to report to police. Suppose the girl is coming for termination of pregnancy, then the doctor is supposed to let's say report to the police here for compulsory manner, and because of that the problem is there. Okay, so we have to also end such kind of inconsistencies in the legal provisions. Fine? Yes. Now moving on. Yes, rupees 12,000 crore to upgrade railway station and boost amenities. So yes, the article mentions about up till now railways have total 7,325 railway stations with running track of around 1 lakh kilometers. Dozens of these stations were developed with modern amenities in the recent years under the schemes like world-class stations, multifunctional complexes, others stations, touch and feel scheme. Just remember the names of the schemes which talks about the infrastructure development in the railway sector. Okay, these are the schemes. Now, bridgemanite, this is the mineral that we are talking about. Now, the bridgemanite mineral is abundantly available in the mantle portion of Earth's interior. Okay, and this particular mineral was studied by some of the researchers from the meteor which had impact in this Nagpur district of Maharashtra in 2012. Okay, bridgemanite consists of magnesium, iron and calcium aluminum oxide. This finding adds evidence to moon forming giant impact hypothesis. How it helps in that? Yes, because it is found in mantle, and how this particular is formed in the mantle region. From that we have to understand the giant splat event or big splat event that happened led to formation of moon 4.5 billion years ago. So like moon forming giant impact hypothesis, 4.5 billion years ago the earth collided with a planet size of Mars named Thela. Okay, and that had led to ejection of mass that we today have as our satellite, natural satellite moon revolving around the earth. Okay, and that had led to, let's say, further heating of the earth's surface, and we can understand that heating may have happened up to mantle region at that time. This particular study of bridgemanite mineral has helped us to know more about Earth's interior. Okay, so remember about this for prelims examination. Now, Indian farming practices, learning from elsewhere in the world. It is talking about relay cropping or planting. Briefly, let me tell you meaning here. It is planting of different crops in the same plot, one right after another in the same season. For example, such cropping would be planting rice, cauliflower, onion and summer gourd, or let's say potato, onion, lady's finger in the same season. Now it will help less risk, it will reduce the risk since let's say dependence on one single crop is reduced. It also means better distribution of labor, insects spread less and any legumes actually add nitrogen to the soil. This is the benefit of relay cropping. Then strip cropping, it has been used in US, and basically it is, let's say, more number of crops are grown in the same farm in an alternative manner. Like there are rows, strips of cropping. Okay, so this also helps because obviously these plants are grown in such a manner, or the selection is such a manner, they help each other. Okay. Now, soil mulching, it requires keeping all bare soil covered with straw, leaves and like even when the land is in use. So we know about mulching, soil mulching process, very important. And yes, it is also important aspect of conservation agriculture, or in general we talk about zero budget natural farming. Basically mulching is a part of eco-friendly farming practices. It helps to conserve the soil moisture as well as we can say other nutrients. Okay, and zero tillage. Basically, zero tillage is very important because the soil minerals as well as soil moisture that is conserved here. The similar benefits are there from the zero tillage also. On the basis of this information, what should be answer to this question? Okay, yes, we are talking about bridgemanite mineral and we have to find the correct statements. Yes, it consists of magnesium, iron, calcium and aluminum oxide. This is correct statement. It is abundantly found in the core of the earth. No, this is incorrect, right? Here you should know that it is abundantly found in mantle region of the earth. So that's why one only, that is A option is correct here. Fine? Okay. So these are the important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. Thank you.